What's up guys, Ryan here, and I'm talking about your squat today. It's really important to note that as you're doing your squat, there's variables that you can adjust to make sure that your squat feels better. And I'm going to cover 3 of those variables today. Okay, first variable is the width of your stance. Okay, if you're taking your squat and your stance is really wide, it might feel kind of awkward. If it's really narrow, it might feel kind of awkward. So why don't you set up initially with your feet about shoulder width apart, okay? From there, as you're performing your squat, you can, inch out a little bit or inch in a little bit to find what feels the best for you. A lot of folks say that you have to squat exactly a certain way, and that couldn't be further from the truth. There's plenty of ways to squat. First and foremost, we want to make sure you're doing it safely, but as you're doing the squat, checking internally to say, hey, does this feel good? And we can adjust out or in, okay? The second thing that we're going to check is how much your feet are splaying open, okay? So if I'm set here, if I found my width here and then I adjust my splay open or closed, you can start to feel what gives you a better, deeper, more comfortable squat. Now, if you're going super, super heavy, if you're going heavy on your squat, you don't want to find a position that is really challenging to hold. That might be work for a squat that is a little bit lighter where you could challenge your mobility a little bit more. This would be finding what feels most natural to you out of the gate. So try playing around with this stance. One little trick I use is if I bring my feet together and then I shift my weight back, I'm just going to clench my butt as hard as I can, and when I do that, my feet open up to their natural position. I like to use that as a starting position in terms of display, and then I'll perform my squat and see how that feels. Okay? The third way you can adjust your stance to make it feel more comfortable is your weight distribution. Oftentimes, seeing people squat initially, they might shift into the ball of their foot or shift back to their heels when they squat, but we want to try to keep our feet firmly rooted to the floor, evenly distributing our weight across that entire foot when we squat. So you can test your squat, and then what I want you to do is just close your eyes and feel where your weight is distributing. Are you falling into your toes? Are you back into your heels? And when your eyes are closed there, just try to find that middle position where you feel like you're on the entire foot equally. And as you squat, keep that weight through the whole foot while you squat. Something that might happen is you just might feel like you're coming down a little bit more intentionally. You might feel like you have more control. And these are all good qualities to have when you're performing a squat with weight or without weight. So try those 3 things, see what feels the best for you, see how you can adjust your stance. And when you have that baseline stance, then you can start adjusting some of those other qualities and playing with it a little bit to challenge yourself in different ways. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'd be more than happy to help.